So maybe I will do a little intro for the YouTube, but all I want to do, I just want to explain, analyze, correct the commentary, add some to the commentary. I just want to go over this run with the knowledge that I have. That's all. Be skipping through it. Shouldn't take that long, but you know, I feel like I'm going to be pausing it every 3 seconds. But we shall see.
2, 1, start. Hopefully,
Just to,
it
just
starts. I
just
guess
to
it really
say,
shouldn't take
first
that.
and foremost, I was shitting my pants. Like, just straight up, I was shitting my pants. Just, I was
Of
so
course.
fucking nervous. I'd only
Yeah.
practiced like the week before,
Anyway, hello.
after doing like months and months, oh, a couple months of attempts, mind you. Then I had a month off, but
A maniac. He's been the only one really blindfolded.
we
He was
don't need to
really
listen to that.
inspired by what Bubsy was doing in SM64, and
You
thought it would
didn't
be really
say
cool
we
to
were
make that
going.
happen with this game.
No, no.
And
Well,
so
well,
he
hold on,
spent
hold on, hold on.
months.
Yeah, he didn't say. He didn't say when we were going. I feel like I should have a face cam here. Run screen.
And months
Alright, yeah, he didn't
without
say
aim,
we were going, but
figuring
it was chill. It was chill. We got all the cursors out
out
when I needed to.
strats and losing
Well,
lots of
we'll see if
runs
I can
and killing
notice
lots
when
of runs
you know, you can
to
tell
try
if
and memorize setups
I start swearing a few times.
with this
Double
game. And he
face
has
cam.
done way more than this, but we're just going to be looking at episode 1 here.
You know, just off what
Um,
Zach just said there, he's done a lot more than this. Let's see what it does with episode 1. It's a good video. Billy Jean, I don't know a comedian, but he plays ukulele. He's a very good guy, insane guy. And there's a comment under that video, and it says, "A good artist only shows 40% of his best skills, so he can pull it out at the right moment." That, whew, that's never connected more than anything. Like, you know, I can't only know prequels and then do prequels at an event or, you know, at a tournament or anything. Like, you gotta play below, especially something as so high critical as this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean, he spent nearly a full year
so high
yeah,
of
working all this out.
risk of failing.
and
So
it's
there,
insane.
yeah, he has
Go
some.
ahead and explain that.
So he has some setups there. So he basically does a double jump straight forward to get to the door, and then he forces the first pack of droids. But
It's so funny to me because I feel because you know this first thing T Fresh says about the run is like he's got to just be reading it straight off the thing to start off with, and then you slowly see how they lose track of the notes. It's you know it's just fucking too much. But I think at the start of this, I think Zach says something about Bubsy and Naboru, interestingly, and Zach says that he thinks that I've got more of the feel style like Naboru, right, as opposed to Bubsy's more you know real crazy setups. And interestingly, I think it's the opposite. I think it's more about the setups, and I think maybe people don't realize that I'm counting every single jump is counted, every single saber cue almost is counted. It's interesting. It's interesting. But all the backups,
after
that's
that, he's
feel
just relying on audio
only.
cues
That's all you can rely on, really.
to deflect at
So
them.
it definitely is a mixture
And
of
then here
both.
again, he's just doing a setup to get to that droid to be able to force him. And now
Yeah,
he's
'cause,
going
you
to
know,
try and use an audio
fuck this
cue.
guy. Fuck
It's
this
very
guy.
hard to react to. He's going to try and deflect this droid. He hasn't deflected yet.
Kill him, but
Yeah, he's just going to go grab TC-14.
Now, I feel like deflecting isn't that hard.
okay, so
It's just
I think
as soon as you do it early and then they shoot,
so I guess that's
it's just
another thing,
over.
right? Like he doesn't know where the F2 button is, so he's like trying to find it on his keyboard.
And this is a new keyboard as well. I was
with
getting
this
used to the
game,
feel of the new
in terms
keyboard,
of
so
just Blindfolded is that everything is way harder than a game like SM64, as the reference I used in the intro, just because you don't have like cardinal directions everywhere. You can't move the camera.
I see. I can't believe that though. Can't believe that Zach said that though. I think because I couldn't say. I couldn't say. This camera angle with the fingers is kind of wicked. I know, bro. Like I was thinking that. I was thinking like this actually kind of worked
So as
out
you can
because
see,
it's the
like, what's
hand
happening
cam.
right now,
And when I hold my
it's
hands here,
very,
you know, you
very
can
hard to
see me
control.
actually using the fucking controller
But
too.
he does have setups here, and this room is one of the coolest rooms in the
Obviously an
entire run,
unintentional
actually.
slam.
So he takes a death. I don't know if that's even intentional, but
It was
either
an
way,
intentional
he's gonna
death.
do a camera pan skip here, keeping TC-14 in the door, and he actually uses the audio cues to react and force that bridge before he dies. And then he's gonna do a cool set. Did you invent this setup, T-Fresh, over here on the right?
No, it's he invented that.
Lightsaber
It's something later. No, he invented the lightsaber thing.
So I don't think they figure it out. But T-Fresh found a strat for the warp here. I don't remember what it was because literally as soon as I started playing with it, I found, the 5 jump warp strat, which even now I've updated and it seems to work even better. As long if you like, because you do 5 jumps and then you hear TC, he's like next to the panel. You hear the actual panel activate as well. If you walk a couple steps forward and then drop in, he's like on it, like every single time almost. Don't know what happens here, you'll see, but
too, but you don't need the lightsaber.
yeah,
But
T-Fresh
to
did.
make
He
you listen
found one
to
of the
how
first
many
strats
times
for
his
this shit.
character, it makes a unique noise when he takes a step forward, I think on his left foot. And so he's just
Yeah, okay. This is like, what the fuck did he just say? Like, he actually said some whack ass shit.
He dies, and then he's gonna do a cool set. Did you invent this setup, T-Fresh, over here on the right?
no,
Is
it's
that him?
he invented that.
Lightsaber
It's
thing?
something later. No, he invented the lightsaber thing too, but you don't need the lightsaber. He's
I
trying
see,
to basically
yeah.
just listening to how many times his character, it makes a unique noise when he takes a step forward, I think on his left foot. And so he's just waiting for a certain amount of those noises before he knows he's ready to go beat on that button.
I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying. He says left foot, but that's just obviously the side of your body that hits it. Okay, my apologies, T-Fresh. That's even wiser than I thought. My left foot also has a nice sound cue to my stride. I think it's the saber. I'm pretty sure it's the. Well, no, you don't need a saber to make cues off force fields, so.
Yeah,
And then there he
uses
actually
No, he's
has
absolutely
a
correct, yeah.
warp here.
Yeah. So
He's probably gonna do it again, actually. Oh, he knows the
okay.
backup.
Yeah, he backed up. He backed up.
Yeah, that is
So
the backup.
He's got a ton of
That's just
backups
easy.
ready for this.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if we just look, I
So,
mean, this, holy shit. I mean, we're talking like
he's ready
pixels.
to,
Pixels, and this could
beat
have,
on that button.
I would have had to have reset.
Drop and warp here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it might be because I'm walking all the way forward. So now Johnny's getting stuck in here and he's not drifting off this way to the shots. But if he walks past this and he's gone, it's gone. The run's gone. But here
he
you're
knows the backup.
guaranteed to be able to save it.
It.
I actually, you can see that instead of going directly down left, I tap right and go down left. That was conscious, so I didn't hesitate. It's because usually when you back up in this exact way, depending on the camera, like I said, Johnny can go over here. But instead of walking into the panel and he's walking below, and then he gets pulled all the way up the tank like this, instead of already being right in position, like being pulled from here, you can just, from here, you'll walk past and you'll miss the panel. Whether that's because you're not spamming hard enough or you didn't hold left long enough, either or. So, like, that right and then continuing down left, that was conscious for that reason. And this is fucked up. So this will always be fucked up. The strat, 1, 2, up left. And, it's over. If you miss this, it is over. So I was playing with another strat. So if you get Johnny all the way in the corner and then you hold left with TC, he actually always ends up here. And then if you hold left with both at the same time, the camera pans, he can get in. And I found this right before this run. But I didn't want to fuck with it. I didn't want to do anything too fucking new,
We were talking to him a little bit before
So,
this. He's got
but I think in future that is
prepared as
probably what I'll
backups in
do.
case he gets like stuck anywhere, because it's very very easily convoluted by the camera, basically.
Yeah, and that's the
He
thing, the
sent me
camera.
8,000
That's the
character
difference with
document
this
all
one.
of his backup. So
Yeah.
this game is just very very hard, like he was saying, to the camera. In something like Mario, if you do Xing to the camera, it's going to be the same thing every single time. You have Mario Cam, you have different things to work with. This game doesn't have that, but it does have Player 2. And Player 2 can really, really help with normalizing cameras in certain areas, or even just manipulating the AI to go where you want to, so you don't actually have to do the movement to wherever.
Man, like, T-Fish did a really good job because, I wouldn't have even said that. That's like the most accurate ass shit. That is the most accurate thing. And I think that's like the next step. Because, like, doing Quasar beating Donk record, and then me, beating that again, I realized, my original PB was 55 and I just got a 37. Because I wasn't just routing this for possibility, I was routing this for speed. And already like feed and maul, slowly getting faster strats, not just faster completion. Like, you know, I'm looking, I've done every single level. I'm gonna have to go through every single thing again, you know, to make every single thing more optimal, more fast. Because I'm a lot better
There it is.
at finding these strats
So
now
this
as
is
well.
the first trick of the run. This is called ICS. If you've never watched this game, he's
And
gonna
this
go out of
was
bounds
another
here.
case of I did
And
one
so he
jump
calls in player
instead of the
2
double
to
jump,
get
so I'm
I
not
mean,
far enough to
this
the
is a little
right.
finicky, but he needs to get a specific. Okay, wow, that was actually perfect. So third try there. He needs to get a specific camera angle in order to.
Yeah, it's really unlucky. Because it
to
was
make that work,
working with
basically.
one jump,
Oh, he misses
so
the out of bounds.
not really sure.
But
I wonder how that didn't work.
yeah,
But the issue here is
positioning
that
issue.
I'm going oob, and I'm like here, and I'm walking up, and I think, well, if you're on this side of the map, it's kind of fucked up. So if I had clipped out, it probably would have spelled disaster because I would have been on the left side of the door. But you end up walking along this wall, right? And right here, you go up. You start going up the slope, and you can actually clip either behind the 80 or whatever the fuck this is, and hit the cutscene, or you can clip before, and you know, until you start forcing, you don't know, or you start getting shot.
A little off.
So I was
So
really
that's like
adjusting so
the
that I didn't
hardest
go
thing he's
too far
probably
right,
gonna
but
go for
obviously
in
I've
the
gone
run.
too
So
far left.
it is what it is. He now knows.
Don't think we need to watch
Cutscene
this.
was cool.
Okay, another way to describe one
This
try.
is interesting.
Yep.
What they say about
So
fucking the first Jar Jar jump is really
As to
interesting.
completely YOLO, there's no way to normalize the setup for this because it's a one try, and it's kind of a moving one try.
So thinking about it like a
So
moving
if he
one
gets
try,
it,
I
that
didn't
would
think
be
about
kind
it
of
like that
insane.
ever.
I
But
mean,
it is
there's not
normalized.
much other, like, there isn't another way to describe it
We'll
besides
see.
he's just going to take Jar Jar and he's going to do a really precise jump by just
Well, it's not normal. There's nothing normal about it, right? But it's
feeling
there's
out
a
the timing
strat.
for it. Okay,
Boom, collected the coins. Got to react to that first coin collection, and you're jumping. And then when you hit this, you're jumping again. But the timing is so inhuman to react to these things. It's almost like this is the slot and you're filling it in with the jumps. It's like a rhythm game, you know. It's a rhythm game, but you can't see the rhythm. It's like hitting these cues you know you're in. But even
he
then,
actually got it.
Okay,
I'm
so
I'm slow.
yeah, well,
Like
okay,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
make it
you
fully.
got it.
He got the modified version of it, basically.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's why he didn't
because
land all the way up,
I'd
but
hit
he
those
still-
coins, I was
he
pretty
still was very
confident
close
that
to getting the full thing.
I'd got the
That was
backup.
very
That's why
hard
there
to
was
do.
no
I
hesitation
don't
at
know how
all.
he's
I
able to
kind
do
of
this
knew.
kind of stuff. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, like he does have a lot of setups, but a lot of the stuff is feel based. If any of you guys did watch the Salt video, you kind of talked about two approaches: the Bubsy approach and then the Ibori approach. Zoda is very much more in line with Ibori than Bubsy, I'd say.
Yeah. And a lot of that just comes down to like raw intuition and like just technical skill.
Because I don't know how many times you notice things like this, but it's like I'm gone based off of the aggro, right? It's crazy T-Fresh called him Ibori and you called him Noboru, and his name is just Nobori? Noboru? I wonder what Noboru's from. My bad, my bro. My Nobori? Ah, that was silly. But even all of this, I mean, I will say, going into the door from the end of the last room, that kind of is feel, but that's because it's been a redeveloped strat, you know, of a level I was very comfortable with. So I know when you collect those coins, start holding up left, but you got to
skill with
straighten
this
out
game.
eventually.
Zoda's always been one of the most like weirdly like technically gifted runners with this game, despite the fact that he never has really grinded it much. He was like a
And that's true too. I'm pausing every 3 seconds, like I said, but you know, it's only my second time hearing all this, to be honest. But that is so true, eh?
pioneer of some very very hard skips. And
Like
he's also kind of like
not
a
all that. I mean,
notable skip hunter
I've
as
never
well, so he's found
grinded.
some
Like, you know, I've been playing for
couple
so
skips
long,
that'll
but I
use in
never like
80%.
grinded like anyone that's
Now,
really
that's technically
grinded.
a skip, I guess.
Yeah,
Going up
so
for-
that jump is actually fairly difficult because that wall eats all of your momentum, so he has to do it in a very specific way.
So Zach's about to say that that's not intentional, but that is intentional. So it's funny because I actually just counted it. It's actually 6 coins you collect, but I count 7. I count 7 coins and then I stop.
yeah.
But there is 6 coins you collect
Fortunately,
there,
we
which
have
is
an easy run
interesting.
here.
I just realized he did that without dying. Normally
Yeah.
he walked all the way down, but I guess he has a better setup.
Oh,
for that
that's
now.
true. Well, that's I don't want to call that a little lucky, but like there'll be a lot of stuff in this where like he's gonna use dying as a setup because you respawn in the last place you walked off, and sometimes you just won't even die. And you know, you see that kind of more in his like episode 2 runs than episode 1. But yeah, that's a nice time save. Yeah, I think it's like 45 minutes RTA or something.
That sounds about right.
So
I think it was a 48 something. Yeah.
good. We lose like 10 minutes.
The rooms are
This is fucked up. We don't even need to do it. We don't even need to watch all
rather
this. So
convoluted.
okay. Let's go.
Doing normally.
Fucking hell.
It's kind of cool though.
This, oh my
I
god,
know
I
it,
cannot
you know,
describe. I
a
was
lot of runners would
shitting
laugh
my
at this, but
pants. I'm like,
actually
it's
very
over.
precise to hit this.
It's over.
Just, it's so easy because you can see what you're doing.
But I had
anymore,
like a
but he
Yoda,
can't see what he's doing.
Yoda Force Ghost talking to
So
me
he's
moment.
Yeah, so he basically
So first and foremost, what I'm thinking here, I recently found that you do not need to be in this corner. You need to be holding up left, and as long as you're holding up left anywhere in this middle, if you've walked straight into these doors and you shoot it, you're in the right position. You just need to be here. So instead of going up left and up, I've been going up left up and then back up left. But snapback is such a problem with arch clip because you shoot and you shoot this shit and you think you've shot this shit and it's over. 9 times out of 10 when I fail arch clip, I end up inside already. And this is why I get so fucked up.
Straight up until he hits
Because
that coin, he has a
boom,
backup
right
for it.
there, you know, I'm bouncing, I'm hitting my head, and then I've got clear jumps, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm up top. But I wasn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He basically got straight up till he got to the first set, and
And, you know,
then
I'm
he
stressing
had
out
to
so
left
much, I don't even think about those
to
coins
walk in the
collected.
door.
Now I
backup
know
here,
where I
think, is
am.
rather
Right.
convoluted.
Now I 100% know where I
Well,
am.
doesn't his backup just go? To
And now it's
Oh,
over.
that's right. The backup goes. to
And
the,
now it's over. For some reason, I'm underestimating how far down I need to go. And for some reason, I'm holding, like, I really don't want to overshoot. It's like, it's because I really want to be able to hit the grapple on my up left input, but I understand that it's more likely I'm going to miss and just be stuck in the corner. Obviously, I'm thinking about the grapple too much because I'm holding up left way too
Grapple.
early. But this happens
not-
for years, you know.
Yeah, he does. He's
And
just trying to get.
I get to a point where, you know, I've shot both the doors. I'm like, okay, every time I shoot a door, I realize I'm still in here. But every time I don't shoot a door, I assume I'm on the other side of the map, right? There's no in between. So I'm either fucked or I'm in the exact right position.
Yeah. He's just trying to get out.
Yeah. So
And, you know, a
this
lot of
is, like, a
times I'm
classic thing
shooting
that can happen in
down
Blindfolded
and I'm
where,
shooting
like,
this. I'm
he
like,
obviously
okay, I'm
know
at the
where
bottom
he
of the
is
map.
and, like, what he's doing, but one, you don't know which doors you've shot. Two, you don't know how you got back here because you have no idea like where you could be. And three, you can't restart the level. Like in Mario,
When the
he thinks he is. This is also
walk back in.
Ah, there we go.
probably just reset in a real run. So the backup's gonna be like he's probably gonna have done it significantly
Okay.
less. Okay, he is out.
He is out. Hopefully he doesn't walk back in.
So
Okay.
this is what he was
Okay, we got
trying to
it.
do. That's what he was.
So I remember, like I said, this Yoda Force Ghost moment. I'm literally like, you're doing the same thing over and over again. You need to do something different. And my plan was to just hold down and guarantee that I'm at the back of the room, and then I'll figure it out from there. But like, then I get the double shot, and I'm thinking, have I just shot the barrels next to Arch Clip? Am I even on the right side? So it's just start holding left while spamming grapple, you know, just in case. And of course,
So
it
the
works
backup's
out.
gonna be like he's probably gonna have done
Absolute
it
fluke, of
significantly
course.
less.
Like
Okay, he is
I
out.
still didn't know.
He
I
is
was.
out. Hopefully he
It
doesn't
wasn't
walk
100%.
back
Like
in.
I
Okay,
was
this
thinking
is
about
what
the
he was
barrels
trying
over
to do.
there.
That's what he was
Yeah.
trying to do. That's what he kept running.
But, you know,
to
it's so
left.
lucky because I don't know what the camera's like in the back of the room. Like holding left, I could have been absolutely fucked. I'm trying to hold up left to get back into this corner, but I'm actually in the back left corner of the room. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Running left and
And
just
there is a
mashing
look,
the
there is a
special
backup here
buttons.
as well. Like I know if I hold up left and keep shooting, I'm going to end up in this corner, and then I can tap right and continue up right, and I'm going to do this. But obviously that doesn't happen, and I punch a Johnny, and I end up too far here to enter the grapple. But I was ready for that to happen, so
he takes the grapple out.
it actually didn't go
And he knows he gotta look
terribly.
for this
Like
grapple.
already
Yeah,
here, I
it's all good
knew like
here.
I'm gonna snake like I was
And one
trying,
thing
and
to
like, you
note
know,
is
I
that
was
Yoda
inspired by
uses a
Gonk
GameCube
by trying to get the
controller,
coins and Gonk.
and kind of the point of that is
and I knew like, okay, the snake, got to go down.
Players will run with an Xbox controller. Running
And
with
I'm
the
obviously
controller
shitting
is,
my
like,
pants because I know,
everything way more easy to
like, you got to shoot to know that I'm up here because I can hear these. But the more of these you shoot, the more likely you are to walk off because there's nothing left to shoot. You know, like this is so shit. Is the hardest part of this level for sure.
Holding, like, slightly incorrect angle.
Only if it goes
anywhere.
wrong.
Now that obviously, like, you can still hold weird angles, and that still will happen. But you know,
Okay. Got it.
right? Gets up the grapple. This level is not as easy.
And
as
then it goes chill. I don't know what happened here. I just missed the power up brick or whatever.
Right here.
Not the
Even though
power
it's
up, you know,
super short,
the
just
thing that
because
holds the power up.
You can't just hold a room.
And then this goes really well, just from here. We don't need to watch this.
Just from blindfolded. But
Yeah, I honestly don't know either.
it would just be like not possible.
It'd be really, really difficult.
Oh no, Zach says something interesting
basically
here, I
just spam
think.
shoot, and because of the way the camera works, the game will just auto-target the targets.
Yep, and you can see it's already shooting at the targets. So,
Yeah, he's
and
done.
there you go. So he should be able to hear that the gate's open. Yeah.
I don't know if the gate makes a noise, does it?
Well, you can just hear the 4 targets, I guess. Not
Yeah.
So,
And
like, yes, but no. So, the gate doesn't make a sound, and the targets make the same noise as any other barrel. So it's not that you've counted. And in fact, actually, you probably could count, because, you know, there's only a certain amount of objects around. But then again, depending on your camera, you might shoot different amount of things. But it's more that the lack of explosions indicates, okay, there's literally no other option. The gate is open.
this room, the way he does this is actually players.
And yeah, I do know. I get asked this a
This is
lot
a little bit
actually.
tricky right here,
I
'cause
do
it's
know
not
it's
a-
9
it's not a very
jumps. It's
exact
9
setup.
jumps from the cutscene
Okay, cool.
to get to the wall.
Wow, perfect, nice.
And then it's
Nice.
This
Very
is
nice
actually
room right
the
here.
only
a
place
little
where I
bit
use
tricky
the
right here,
strat. Interestingly, the only place. So you get the saber cues. Just this is very interesting. It's because this is a ledge, you only get the cue when you're down, and then when you're up, you don't get one. But as soon as you get in here, you get one when you're down and you're up. So the saber cues double in speed, and you know that's just a space jump. That is the thing, right? Any jump that I'm spacing, that is field based. There's just no other way to
'cause
put it.
not a-
It's
not a very
just
exact setup.
like just fucking try jump as
Okay,
far
cool.
as you can.
Wow, perfect.
Like
nice.
that's just there's nothing
Nice,
to it really.
Very nice room right there.
Yeah. So
Very nice
besides the
last
first room,
4 room.
gonna be
That was pretty
this
clean.
is interesting. But
I
on
think
the
I started
third-
locking in around now. Do not need to watch this. I guess I can mention
two slap,
the
don't really know what to
T-Fresh strat.
which I mean I don't want to get too much into it before we actually get there. If people don't really know what to expect, it's kind of crazy.
But yeah, you hit that
but
as the
even if you
double, so
have
you know it's
watched
not the
this
double
game
at the
before and
end.
just haven't seen
You're not
Blindfolded,
guaranteed to hit
it
any of
is
these, but you're
incredibly
guaranteed to hit
impressive
that
the
one.
way he's able to play this.
Guaranteed to hit that last double. And so I don't know what T-Fresh does actually, but he did inspire this. After you hit the last double, you just hold upright. But you can't hold upright because there's more fucking pits over here. So eventually you need to start holding up left. And you need to hold up left enough so that you do not hit this wall here. And I actually don't do
It's very,
either
very difficult.
correctly
like he was saying,
because
actually, I
it
think
is
the
very
casual
field
strat,
based.
It's not going to look like that.
Yeah,
There's
close on
yeah,
the
yeah,
side.
there's a lot of
But
field
if you
based
stay
tricks in
closely
this,
where
I
he is,
suppose.
I mean, there aren't great audio.
Oh man, and I mean you can see
But
my
that ends
face
up
here.
working
I
out,
thought
so
it was
he's gonna
over.
flip out of bounds here with player 2. Oh, okay, that was a close one.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize Zach realized it was close as well.
Hold straight left.
But
Okay,
yeah, I
perfect. So
really,
he hits the,
really dropped in late.
checkpoint,
And
the
if you
finish
drop
line,
in
I
late
guess.
or it's
it's a
over, he
complete
just
lap one.
zooms past,
That was definitely a close one.
which
But
is
now he's gonna press
not an
basically
issue on lap
nothing.
3, but a big
And
issue on
he
lap
will
1
adjust
because I
himself
can't
a little
reset.
bit after he builds up some speed here.
Well, I guess you can just
So
do
you
lap
take
2
another
normal.
breath, you'll probably
Never
tap
mind.
left at the end of this one, or maybe press nothing if you
Probably
just want
not.
to play really safe.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
another
definitely
thing.
press
Just gonna-
nothing. There's just no
Like, as
chance.
you can
No chance you fucking do anything there. I mean, T-Fresh said, maybe it was Zach, said they were considering a 2-death strat, blind 2-death, but
time losses in this level, either
You
you
know,
lose like
that's a
multiple
bit
minutes or
crazy.
you just don't. So, yeah, very well done. And that's one of the coolest levels in the run. And like T-Verse said earlier, the next 2 levels are almost like
it's almost. I would say it's
Negotiations was really
unbelievable that
bad,
he
but
can even
this is
beat that at
Pacer.
all.
Yeah, and it
Let
took him
alone-
a while. I mean, if you remember,
Yeah.
you know, he started off doing these super story runs or just episode 1 runs basically, and he would get to feed and just kind of give up on in the second room, or be like, all right, that's good progress, but
That's very true. I would give up.
it's feed. It's like it's almost like his own. It's almost like a separate episode. In fact, I think in his PV, which is like T-Bird said earlier, like 37 minutes loadless or IGT. In his PV, I think it actually takes longer for him to beat these last 2 levels than the entire rest of the episode.
It's
Yeah.
30 minutes versus
Maybe
15.
maybe even just Theed, then to be the
And,
first
you know,
4.
hopefully that's not what happens, but it probably will happen again because it just.
And did it happen? Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay,
This
so he's gonna
room
go
is
to
my
a strat here
favorite
where he
room.
takes R2 and he's gonna go to
So
the end of the
beautiful.
room.
This room's so consistent.
And this is actually pretty easy for him to do. He's just gonna. Okay, he hears that he picked up a stud. He's gonna go straight. So studs are used as audio cues quite a lot in this run.
Then
and
I don't know, sometimes I do a bit of random flying at the start there, but you know, from aggro, or rather from the droidicas, it's 3 flies. But you know, you cannot hear the flies. So sometimes I'll do 4 or maybe 2.5. Like what happens here?
I guess he just
No,
keeps
he
holding
just,
up. You don't really need
keeps holding
to.
up. Yeah.
He's gonna call him for
Yeah,
R2 now.
I do a couple extra just in case.
Oh, that's right. He does
Not
this
quite
new
yet.
strat
And this
where
is finicky
he
because
flies
you know,
over the ramp, and
specifically you can hold up left or down left, or down right rather. You can hold down right too long. Or you know, you get shot and you end up coming out here and it's over, right? In this room it is over. I have no backup for this room. So I probably need that. But it's like, you know, it's over. And then you have to fly and then start holding right. You cannot hold right and fly at the same time. You cannot hold right and fly. You need to fly and then hold up right. Or anything can happen.
then
Or it's
call him
over.
for one. Sorry, not player
But
two.
this is always push
So
you to
player one
position.
will take a death, and then he
And you know,
ends
you
up
start
finding
hearing the coins and you're like, okay,
that
I know I'm
actually
through.
wanted.
And then it's
Uh,
like, oh,
you were
you know, it
using-
gets a bit feel here, but it's like, oh yeah, 4 or 5, I'll start using special because you know I don't want them to start zapping, you know, walking real slow. Oh, sorry, didn't see that. But you know, you also want to hit the panel quickly,
use the droid shots to kind of suss out how long it will take you.
and you
to
wouldn't
reach
think
the
about
position.
this, right? But this happened a lot in episode 3. But you know, to get the panel from this position, I need to hold SD and spam E. Very awkward. And like when you're blindfolded, you wouldn't even think to
It's
hold
also
those
easier response, you
inputs.
can force
Like,
it,
you know, because
and
when
this is a
do you
pretty
ever
easy
need to
slider
hold those
movement to get to
inputs
the end of the room.
at the same time other than blindfold? It's really
This
weird.
room, on the other hand, very, very.
Yeah, this
This
is
room is
it's
very
fucked up room.
So he takes the
Very
death on
hard.
purpose and then flies across, holding straight right. And now he's going to drop out player 1, I believe, once he gets over to this left side of the room.
And he's player one's just staying in to normalize the camera. That's the whole.
Hey,
reason.
Lockie. So yeah. Oh man, T-Fresh just has all the right lingo though, eh? Like P2 standing over here to normalize the camera, like it's goated, because I wouldn't even say that. But I think you can drop out now. Well, I'm dropping out now, so of course. But I would like to wait for the shots, just to be safe. But I feel like you can drop out when Qui-Gon does the jump. I'm glad I can see this replay. That's very true. You didn't catch it live, unfortunately. That's pretty good, Lockie. It was yeah, it was just really good. It was a good experience.
Otherwise, the camera would try and follow his player.
But if you go earlier, like while Qui-Gon's still here, and the Johnny's still rolling, he will just turn around and it's over. Like these guys have to warp in front of the
Not necessarily
droids,
in
or it's
the-
over.
Yeah, if you're trying to hold.
1, 2, 3, tap, tap, tap. Like it is so hard to react to this, and I have inhuman reactions right here. I cannot believe that I stop right here. Like I said, it's kind of with the first Jar Jar jump where you've got the cues, but they're more like slots, and you're slotting yourself into those. I can't. It's hard, bro. It's hard to explain. But it's like I know that this is gonna happen at this time, just based off of doing it, so I'm prepared for it. But if you actually go off the reaction, I miss it 9 times out of 10.
And your camera is following the player.
And obviously there was room for
Totally
error there.
reasonable that you have-
And this, I don't know if I've ever said it, but this is what makes this room so hard, right?
And that
And
makes
it's so that
something.
you can have up.
Yeah, if you try to.
So
hold
yeah,
this
everyone's on a button, right?
straight left,
no one's on a button now. Cutscene instantly starts. Sometimes if a droid, like for example, what I said, if the droidekas roll back and young Qui-Gon or Panaka's just running into the droideka and everyone's hit a button, but not one guy, and you hear that silence. How are you to distinguish that from the cutscene playing? So I just spam jump, 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 and eventually, like, okay, oh wow, that was incredible. I think I only do one
it's so
check,
easy to map
which is insane.
Yeah, if you're trying to hold like straight left and your camera is following the player, it's
Well, no, it was very, very obvious that I was not flying. Like, it was very obvious. So, as soon as I heard it once, I was pretty confident. But you shouldn't be that confident in this room. Definitely not.
pretty reasonable that you have film signal. And that is why
I'll watch while I
control
eat this
directions are
Nutella.
so weird in this
By the
game.
spoonful
Like,
is
you
kind
can
of
see what's happening
insane.
now, right? He's holding straight right. If the wall wasn't there, he would just go in a circle. And that's why it's so easy to get stuck. Like, if
I hate this room.
someone's... It's just like not possible. In fact, you probably wouldn't even be able to get through a single room.
Gotta do what I gotta do, absolutely, man.
His new strat here, he just kills all the droids.
So that's the old strat. So killing all the guys is the OG strat. In fact, what I do here is the OG strat. But like I said, there's about 5 variations of this fucking room. It's a horrendous room. But this is what I know and this is what was safe, so this is what I did.
Just to make it a little bit easier to find the
I'm gonna try and use the audio cue to
So he's gonna drop out R2.
So like, I
he's
find
gonna drop out
Panaka
And then,
and then I drop him out.
Panaka back in when he gets to the top of the room.
And
Now, he doesn't know where R2 is.
like how pointless is that? Like that is, I hate that because yes, I need to do it to normalize their position, but this is just so shit. Because even with this, sometimes one of these Johns will spawn because you're dropping in P1, so you can't pan the camera. So sometimes you'll get and you'll have to go through the party and find a gun character again, which is useless. Alternative strat I was playing with is because you'll notice in the next room I play young Anakin and this guy the whole way through. Ideally, you'd play R2 and Obi-Wan the whole way through. But it's just this area, being because you can't drop in any of these guys from this corner, especially when the droids are here. You need to go back to activate them. And that's just all this RNG, character RNG.
Oh, he has a new setup, yeah.
And this is a second away from fucking up. If R2 was here, it's over. It's over.
R2, and he's gonna keep shooting with Panaka, and it should hit the statue. Yeah, it does enough to build it.
This is a really good strat right here. This room used to be quite a bit worse.
So this just saved like 10 minutes for CPU, I think, in that room.
That is one of my favorite strats. Like it looks clean. And it feels clean to do, even though you're stretching the camera.
See why this room is really, really hard. So he's just going to get to a certain spot in the room and basically forces other players to do what he wants.
There's not much to say about this room other than, obviously, I'm playing it as Obi-Wan instead of a gun character. And like I said, this is just because I wanted to be more optimal. I wanted to minimize character management, and I did. So, following the camera, kill the Johns, jump right, kill the Johns, and then it just is exactly the same as from when you switch from a gun character to a Jedi here. Because I was having a lot of issues. Because I was trying to do...
He's gonna...
Just trying to do...
This thing where he is right now, so...
Okay, this is insane.
And he's gonna call in player 2 on the bridge. That's a little risky.
Yeah, I dropped in so early. Just look at young Anakin. Look how close this is to just being over.
Okay, but he is able to call in Panaka, so he should be fine here. R2 can come back up with the...
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh my god, bro. Like, he's here, man. Oh, fucking hell.
I mean,
see if I can find it.
And he uses into Panaka from the wall. Alright, well, okay, but he is able to call in Panaka,
it's really
so
close.
He should be fine here. R2 can come back up with the...
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like, holy shit. That is as close. The quality is so shit, but that is as close as you can be.
Okay, nice. Alright, well, that worked out. And then he's got to kill this
Because when the flower pot I just destroyed, when the one that is here is still there, and you hold straight left with both, there's a chance Panaka goes down here, or one of them goes down here, and it's over. There's just so many parts in this room where it's actually over.
He doesn't even know he's alive, I bet.
And what makes this really difficult is that you're coming from a Jedi to a random character. That's not young Anakin, right? That's the key. You're going to a random character that's not young Anakin. And ideally you want two Jedis here. So, you know, you can have a Jedi in P2 very easily, and you know that you're switching to anyone other than a Jedi. Well, actually, in saying that, that would make it pretty easy, because then you could have the Jedi behind Anakin. Alright, now I'm strat hunting, but anyway, that's the problem, is that you don't have two Jedis up here to do this strat, even though it's possible. The only problem is that as you force up, right, this is why I don't do the double Jedi, even though I've routed it and all that. You force this up, and there's actually, it's a chance, it's random, Obi-Wan will just slide off. Like, you know, you just fucking fuck with the janky-ass box, and you just fall off, right? And if he doesn't fall off, you have to be careful that you force it enough to stop it. Because, you know, if you jump off and it's on the ground, yeah, you can get back, but it might be over. But you force it all the way and it explodes, and it's fucking over. You know what I mean? Like, because then you don't even have young Anakin up here. That's probably savable, but and then you know, it's one of those jumps. You just have to space this jump. Like, how the fuck do you time that? So that's obviously why I did this.
And so
You
now he's got to
just,
step on this button.
the more and more I watch you do blindfold runs, the more insane it is when I think about it. Yeah, it definitely gets more insane over time, I think.
So he's forcing both characters into the corner, and then he uses Anakin, who's running into Panaka.
Like, just consciously
And then now
thinking
Anakin is
about
gonna go
holding down left a little
and,
bit longer,
you know, this is
because
not
I know they
possible
need to
until
slide in
itself. It is,
place,
of course,
things like that.
But it's just unreasonably difficult in Blindfolded.
And the other issue with doing the double Jedi is that now, you know, you can't see because fucking this Johnny's here. But when young Anakin's here and Obi-Wan's been pulled by the camera, the line lines up. But when you've got Obi-Wan up here and Qui-Gon down here, or Qui-Gon over here rather, because you've forced this skipping the cutscene, now the camera's not aligned. So Obi-Wan can't always just hold left, right? And you're on this side, so now you need to hold right, right, right. Hold on, I haven't hit the button. I need to hold left. Fuck out of here. Whoever that Johnny is. Hit him with the banhammer.
Oh no. Okay, he dies, unfortunately. This could be bad. Alright, no.
Thank you, Lockie.
He's got a backup for that one.
And I mean,
this room is very difficult.
Yeah, this room looks a lot different to probably what T-Fresh knows.
He has to kill everything, and then he also
instead of killing all the Johnnies at once, I kill them at certain
spots.
cues. The strat in this room has always been force every single object to determine what part of the room you're in. Only recently have I picked up, okay, forcing the first bush, the Johns they're up here, right? I know that they're there. When you start forcing the boxes in the middle, you know that there's going to be a few guys up here, right? You just need to make sure you don't go too far up, so you start forcing these boxes.
And now
and
other player. Okay, cool.
There's a bush.
Really not good.
And this bush. Yeah, he thinks I need to reload the room, but this is the exact strat I need to do in this, right? This has the exact same sound as this. So, you know. Fortunately, if you try to force this all the way, it'll actually cancel. It won't click and paste. So you can figure it out.
No? Okay, no.
But it's this bush that determines, you know,
yeah.
Slam backwards, obviously.
Interesting.
Okay,
and yeah, that, like I said, they'd be tricky because these are so close together they make the same noise. This is kind of feel, you know. I know I need to jump up left. Originally, I can't remember how many jumps it was. I actually can't. But I know it was a lot because if you don't jump, you get stuck on this. But if you do jump too much, there's a chance you're going to jump over this, right? And I take this really fast. You need to force this, and it actually pushes you back, right? So after you force it, you need to continue holding left to lock in the corner. And that's fucked up because you've confirmed your position and you know it's pushed you back. So I need to commit to holding left. So if it's pushed me out of position, it's over. well, it's not over because you've got these. This room's pretty forgiving, all things considered, once you've got the other guys up. But it can be hard. But ideally from this, and I take it real quick, so this is probably why I'm wrong here. But you go into this corner, and it's 4 jumps, and you stop on the coins, and you know, this is much. Obviously, I wasn't deep in the corner, so I landed right on it.
Get
So
on the
you know,
box,
that's
too.
why that happened. And then I went back to the OG strat, which I didn't quite remember, but I knew, you know, another field strat. It's like down and a bit down
Okay.
left and then left, and you end up on it.
Yeah, this is tough. It's the wall.
But yeah, this guy,
Okay,
because you have
I
to
think you got
wait.
it.
Is he running?
Is
He's
no
running. Is he jumping? He's jumping, right? Boom,
No, he
fucking
does that. I
Johnny.
think he forces
Always
that on
falls off.
first.
No.
Oh.
But you know, you just need to force it up, stop, and he'll fix himself.
Yeah, this is
And I know that.
okay. That's a great backup to recognize he must have fallen off to the left, just based on, you know, he moved left and then he wasn't on it.
That's true.
Now he's gonna jump to the left and force the thing on the right. And now he's gonna have player 2 go across for him.
So
Yeah,
originally,
I'm all in this in.
what's going on
Because-
here? Yeah, so originally, instead of panning upright, because you can see, oh, well, you can't see, but Anakin's on P2, which is why I have to pan the camera upright. Because originally I would go to Anakin, right, and then I'd do 3 jumps to the right, and then I'd hold upright for an unspecific amount of time, and then you would get stuck against the panel. And because you can't just hold right and spam special to use the panel, because this is a shit game, right? You have to do what I said before when you're holding S, D, and E, spamming E at the same time. It's really awkward, and you'll never think to do it unless you know to
you
do
don't
it.
have to do that parkour yourself.
So
we're
fuck
taking,
that. So now I
you
do
know,
this, and it
advantage of the
is a
AI
lot
quite a
faster,
bit.
you know.
And now every other character should be.
And when I did this, originally you'd get stuck on this wall, you just hold right, but 2 fuckwits behind you running and they push you, and now you're over here, it's over. You knock someone off a button, they go to a different button, it's over. Like, it's like, this is the very important part of the room,
Now he
that
just
the
needs to
button
step on the
management
last
goes
button.
well.
So again, more audio cues to just
Cam
know where he
died?
is. Now you should be able to hold up left and walk across.
Did
the
it?
button.
There we go.
Now this
Looks
room
good
is
to
not
me.
as bad as
I think
three,
the
so
video I'm
That's
watching died for a second,
good
but
news.
I think we're okay on real life end.
The only
And,
really difficult part here is getting up these stairs. That's the part that's
yeah.
hard.
Okay.
Luckily, when it comes to stuff that's just movement and like specific lines, he's got good setups for all that.
So as you can see, I was stuck on the second step and I collected the coin. Like T-Fresh said, well, I wouldn't have thought this was hard, but he's right. This took a long time to route, getting up these fucking stairs. And I'm actually on the wrong step. And I remember hearing that, like, because usually you jump and you instantly hit this, you jump again. But, you know, because the spacing is different, the landing is different. Like,
In this episode, the
wait, what the hell?
luckily when
Do
it
I
comes
even
to
jump
stuff
twice,
that's
or do I
just
jump
movement
once out
and,
of
like,
fear?
Specific lines, he's got good setups for all that.
No, I do
In
jump
this
twice. That's
episode,
so
the
lucky.
camera's a little more generous. In some of the other episodes he's done, like let's say episode 3,
So, this is really interesting.
completely mess with you.
See if we can actually see it in action. Because this
So
is
it's saying
theoretical
navigating
strat.
the circular room isn't too bad because you can just stay along this wall here, and then now that he hears the statue break, he's just gonna go.
So, the droideka will shoot you at every corner of this room except for this one. If you're running into this corner, the droideka does not shoot you, which is why I go, right? Well, no, usually you slide and, you know, you're in the right position anyway. Because I didn't always know that the droideka stopped shooting. I actually only figured this out the day before Kessel Run. So I'll do, you notice that I fuck it up. I can hear myself shooting the wall. I know I fucked it.
Gonna let go.
And then, but you can see that because I'm thinking about the droideka not shooting me, I'm not trying to go when maybe I should have gone. Hello, Gus.
Doing this until he ends up.
Like, see, I'm sliding in place. I've tried going right. Like, I'm on
Jump.
position. Like,
Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, so
but
now
that,
he doesn't know.
see, the droideka is still shooting, and based off of my last strat, you know, I think I'm in the wrong
He's just gonna
position.
keep doing this until he
Yeah,
ends up.
thank you for the GGs, Gus. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Droideka actually was shooting while I was dead. Droideka is shooting fucking Obi cringe right now.
Jump. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah,
So
see,
that's
he
actually
doesn't
not a
know
good
if he's in the right
audio
spot or
cue
not,
to go off
because
of.
when you die, it's like just the shooting in general is gonna kind of like mess with your audio cues.
Interesting, he says that the shooting
So
is
there's
the
some
audio
droids
cue.
shooting in this game are just louder than like everything else. There we go.
And
Into
then
the
I
last
just
room here.
fucking do it. I just go for it. Because the Droideka never stops
So
shooting.
this is the
But that's
hangar.
what I was thinking about right
We will
there.
not be skipping the
We don't need to see this, but I fuck around for like 20 seconds trying to. I thought R2 was here, and you know,
camera pans here.
Johnny's over here.
Because if he hears,
You know, each character type that's there, which is like surprisingly difficult. R2 should be in the same spot.
This room was so
It's sort of
disaster,
like a drop-in work,
but this
but
strat
camera
makes
angle
it
with exit
so
will now
good.
allow him to shoot the last guy.
And to be honest, this should have been the first strat I ever thought of, and I believe it was. But you know, trying to go fast and make these things possible at the same time, it is an interesting medium you must come to. Because I didn't want to go with R2 from one end of the room to the other, because, you know, it's fucking Johnny moves slower. But at the end of the day, if the actual setup is getting stuck on this wall and then switching through your entire party to find R2 before I was queuing him up on P2, it just makes so much more sense. And no matter where, no matter how shit of a line he takes, he can activate the droidicas, he can be too far to the right like he is in this run.
From a place that you
He's always going to
normally
hit
would not
this,
be
and
able
he's
to.
always going to hit the coins, no matter what. Super
okay,
juice.
okay. I
No,
thought.
this
Yeah, this is super reliable strat.
I mean, using
Aside from
some
that,
strat here
like,
to hit the panel, I think.
yeah, I don't think Zach or T Fresh would have seen this, and it wouldn't have been written down
I
either.
think this is
But
one
after
of
I,
those,
yeah, because he says
like Nobori type things where he just knows. Almost.
so it's like I've collected the coins. I know that it's a slow drag against the wall. Like I know even after you collect the first couple coins, you're still on the wall. You need to go all the way. But you're always going to get locked in the corner, so it doesn't matter. The thing is, you can't do two flies, right? Because if you do two flies, I think he ends up with the first one here. And the second one, he doesn't go up. He follows the line, so you go off. So you have to, like, wait a bit and then fly. And I fuck it up here, right? Because I'm obviously like, oh shit, I did it. But you're meant to just downright spamming special after you land. But for some reason, I tap right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically his strat in his notes is hold right for a few seconds and then spam special.
Yeah.
It doesn't there's no amount of time. He just kind of
I'm always reading. Hold right for a few seconds and spam special. That must be it. Well, maybe I did write this down and you read that. Because that is what I do there.
Yeah. And if you by the way,
The old
I highly
strat
recommend
was up
checking out his
left.
streams when he's either
So I'm
running
not,
or, like,
maybe I did
learning
write
or
that
doing
down.
these runs. It's really fun to watch, especially hearing him like talk his thoughts out. 3, 4, like it's like some weird rhythm he just has in his head that.
This is
And
quite
let me
funny.
just tell you, he does not use seconds when he's counting. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's like some weird rhythm he just has in his head that just works.
and he's got different rhythms for different places too.
Yeah. And
That's
the thing is,
really
you can't-
funny. That's really funny because there are literally places in the notes where it says, you know, this is similar to this jump timing. When, you know, what the fuck is that one based off of? But I think when you hear me counting or you see me counting, I'm counting jumps or I'm counting saber cues or sometimes I'm counting steps. There's like 2 parts where I'm counting steps. Kind of in cycle skip, like the boss fight here. Kind of in the lamp jump setup, like I'm hearing for steps, I'm not counting them. But in secret plans, you need to count C3PO's steps after reloading the room to determine, you know, when you can get into position for the the super crane or whatever the fuck.
use.
But yeah, seconds, no. You can't use seconds because it's impossible.
No, because you'll
Like,
be
I
in
don't know
different
how long a
parts of the
second
music
is
depending on
every
where you
single
are.
time, 100% of the time, so. That's why, you know, you notice in Dooku, you know, it's the only spot where I use the saber metronome, you know, I go activate, deactivate, activate, deactivate for 13 times. I realized after I tried to implement that elsewhere, when am I determining the end of this? Like, I don't know. It was you'd have to do it to understand, but
Hopefully
it's
we
just
see.
like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain. Like, even though the sound is ending, you don't know what part of the sound you're reacting to.
This is the hard
Despite
part.
that,
If he goes for it.
this is really shit. We don't need to see
Really
this. Like,
close. Okay, okay.
I don't know if I
said that
am.
see if he can get this. You can see he's using pause buffering to listen for an
Because Zach mentioned this to me that I'm
audio cue
pause buffering too
to be
early,
able to tell.
and that is an important part of the strat.
might work.
Pause buffering late,
No, he's pausing too
and I
early,
didn't
though.
think
He's
about
losing
it at all.
momentum.
I didn't think about that part of it at all.
Unfortunate.
Even in the
Yeah,
post
boss
interview,
fight
I
isn't
say,
easy either.
I don't know why I'm not grabbing the pixel,
No, it's not. But it's not.
but I did know that. I just wasn't thinking about it.
Looking at
So this next room,
wanna try and finish
holy shit! I don't talk about it in the post game, but this is like
If I remember correctly, I
fucking
think
crazy,
the
man.
room
Like this is
like
hype as
terrible.
fuck. I cannot believe I
Yeah,
clutched
he
up
does
here.
actually do the speedrun strat in this room.
Like, you see me hyping myself up. Holy fuck!
But it is pretty hard. He's gonna jump
see
at
a
some
clean room here. This would be
Don't
awesome,
collect the
though.
coin,
blind
so
collision.
I'm already a bit iffy, right?
Ooh.
Just
Okay.
wanted to test it out. I'm very confident.
Oh no! This is the problem
What
with this
even
room. He
happened?
doesn't know where he
What
left.
even happened?
Ooh.
No
Okay.
input
Had
display,
it.
so I can't really see. Fucking hell. But I think
Tell the people.
I jump before I hold left, or I'm holding up too much or something. That's very unfortunate. But either way, who cares about that?
gonna
This
jump again?
backup.
Oh no! This is the problem with this room. He doesn't know where he is right now.
No, I see. I still think I'm up there, and then I collect one coin instead of a group, and now I'm suspicious because I did collect the coins on my way down.
He knows he fell because he heard his feet hit the ground after a long while.
And yeah.
Interesting he says that because I think the sound of the coins cancel that out or make it too hard to hear because it wasn't until I collect that single coin. I mean, you can see it on my face. Like, you can see it on my face when I
This is
realize.
the problem with this room. He doesn't know where he is right now.
He knows he fell because he heard his feet hit the ground after a long while.
Like, I just stop. Everything just stops.
I'm imagining he's just gonna reload the room. I mean, I don't know.
See, I cannot reload the room here. Cannot reload the room here at all because I've collected all the coins. So I would be even more fucked. Fortunately, right before the castle run, I did go into this room and I said, okay, so what's going to happen if I fail? And originally, well, you can see I come over to this side, right? Because I wanted to confirm that I'm as far here as I can before I start going right. It's the same thing with Arch Clip where I'm seeing for space above my head.
For getting back up,
In
I
fact,
believe.
I think this is how BD1P actually
Well, he
does
should
the
know
room
where he is
casually.
now, yeah, so he should just okay. He actually got helped out there by player 2.
Yeah, that's pretty
pushing
lucky
him
that
away.
Qui-Gon pushed me.
Okay, so he should be able to go for it again. Let's see.
But this is insane. I can't believe I
Nice.
clutched up.
No, so he does that on purpose to normalize his position.
Was Zach
there.
saying something
then he's just gonna
important? When you rub against the wall, you lose all your vertical momentum. When you double jumped on the last jump of the wall climb, you got too much negative vertical velocity before you could land on the platform. Because I'm jumping into the wall, so that's the thing, because these sliding jumps, same with Carcoon, jumping off the hatch to get to the box. This is the exact same thing. You can't just jump and go. You need to like be holding neutral or jump at the perfect time. It's a tricky timing, especially when you're blind.
Run into this, wait for the droids.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't die
And
here.
he kills all them just because.
Oh well,
you don't
I
want
had
to
full
just keep
health.
dying and then getting.
I had full health going into it.
I mean,
So,
Just curious.
how many extra deaths do I
And
take?
if
I
he
took
loses,
one to getting
lot
shot.
of time.
I know
a
that.
lot of time in this room.
Yep.
Many minutes.
So I could have avoided a
Ideally,
few
you can
deaths,
end
but
this level in like a minute.
I don't know.
20.
So that's an extra death,
minute, maybe.
which is a good thing because I didn't
that's
force the
nice.
droid.
Open
So,
and we're like, we're
but
breaking
even
the
now,
wall
I'm
first,
not sure if
but,
I have, so I keep going.
Has been
Sometimes
That's
it doesn't kill you.
intentional.
You just fall through the kill plane, and in this category. So now that he's killed both the commander droid,
Yeah, take a couple extra there.
Fucking just pure fine.
And then
That's-
this is fine. Everything here is just beautiful. Like, there's not really much to say. Well,
Maybe
hold
both.
on.
I
I'm
guess you
trying to
shot both.
explain this as well, to be fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that death is intentional for the camera. Oh no, you didn't.
No, wait, he gets to here. He gets
I-
to-
Yep, for the camera. So, these buttons don't make a sound when you click on them, right? And obviously, I don't know where I'm at. I just need to deflect. But Qui-Gon's always going to jump here, as long as he's on this platform, of
Yes.
course.
I don't know. I'm surprised it wasn't.
I mean, this is pretty obvious. There's not much to explain
shoot
here,
him from
you know.
over to stand- to
Johnny
step on the-
jumps off. You have
So
to
he's
be
gonna-
really careful because he, you know, whatever he's running, but he needs to jump to this main platform because if you're trying to hit the button and you hear him jump, I mean, that's your cue. It's not like he's going to make a sound. Like him jumping is the cue that he's hit the other button. So you need to wait for the first one no matter what. And I don't know, he always
tap
kills
forward,
himself.
and he needs to call in.
Like you have to
Well,
wait
actually,
so
yeah,
long
so
for the
he
jump.
uses the AI
Very
just to-
easily you can assume, okay, he didn't jump, I need to go. And now I'm off the button. And you have to restart this whole process of getting P2 here and killing yourself and waiting. But I don't know why he always kills himself there. But that's a good indicator you're about to hit it as
That-
well.
Very nice.
The AI is kind of.
Okay.
The AI is kind of.
Okay. I don't
It's a
love
decent
this.
setup.
I don't love it either, Zach. It's like ideally you're here and you know Johnny's already here. In the past, I've even dropped in, dropped out because he's closer to the middle line. But sometimes if you've got a bad jump, like if I'm here and Johnny's only here, he's not on the middle line. It's just going to be the same issue that can happen where you walk off here, but you know you try to mitigate it and it happens anyway. But you know,
He's
at
gonna be
least
a little bit
two,
to the left.
Make
at
a little bit
least
gap,
two
but he has no
drop-ins
idea
are
how far
essential
forward or back
to
he is
get
right now.
Johnny on the end.
Okay,
It
so
is
he's gonna-
essential.
okay, there we go. So he's pretty much guaranteed to get it now.
Well,
Unless he walks
he's
too much.
he's gonna. He might. Okay.
No, because that's what he
Wow.
wants to do. Okay, that was
Okay,
perfect.
he is now 5 minutes ahead of speed.
Yeah. Wow. So this is like massive world record pace now.
This
So that-
room,
yeah.
Sections, it may
I don't
look
know. It
simple,
might
but
just
I promise
be
you it is very-
that it's at the end of the run. You know, I never really figured it out. You just fucking jump up left a bit, jump up right a bit. You know,
Very,
you
very
eventually get to the end.
You have no
Like,
idea where you are. How
and it's pretty
close you
easy.
are.
There's
And
only
the
things to
problem is
force.
if you
So
do walk off the edge and you don't call in quick enough, you have to redo your whole everything because player one will also die. It's very, very difficult.
Yep. And we're
It's
in.
so I'm about to go for
under,
cycle
once
skips.
he finishes this.
My reaction to DM5 came through over Discord,
So
but
he
it
is
kind
gonna
of
go for
does,
cycle
I think.
skips,
So. This is, well, no, it's not interesting. I thought about this before because the original cycle skip strat was you need to drop in as P1 slashes Maul, right? Because dropping in causes him to de-aggro for some reason. If you slash while you drop in, Maul will de-aggro, and you can take a moment to compose yourself before you go for cycle skips, right? That just stopped working. So whatever. So I started just going 2 plays going in here, and very lucky I did. Johnny's stuck in the corner. And I just kind of go for it, eh?
I did. He did tell me.
So this is what I meant. Like, you know, it's one of the few times I'm hearing steps. I hear steps because originally, like with the strat, the de-aggro strat, you're slashing with P1, so he's actually further away. For 1, and for 2, I was waiting for the saber Q, and the saber Q, it's too late. For some reason, he would just be invincible. So this is why I hit it. Holy crap. So I jump on the perfect frame, it seems. I think if I jumped any later, Maul would have pushed me with his saber. And I would have not been in position. Because Zach's always talking about positioning being right.
I did. He did tell me. From the second one.
Who was off there for that second one? Like, oh my goodness.
By the way, I don't know if you knew this, T-Fresh.
I did. He did tell me.
Oh my god, bro. That's so juice.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
With Qui-Gon. So happy I could have done that.
Dude.
And I only realized, I'm like, oh,
That's
true that.
insane.
This is really shit because I could just, you know, be spamming
So-
force with both. And I kind of realized that because I start slashing with both. Oh man, what a good fucking run, man. And you know that makes me feel real good about Blindfold. Makes me want to do episode 2 Super Story.
Wow, a 32.
5 minute
But we'll
record.
see. I might need to do
He
OT.
is only 4 minutes away from beating someone who